Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, doing European Outlook for today's second video. So as always, on a Thursday, we're having a look at the weather for next week, 10 days in detail across Northern Europe. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just say that the first video today was our 6 AM upload, and we've got 10 to 14 day with all our break features coming up for you later on this afternoon. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, so let's start off with the situation across Europe today then. So high pressure is rising from the Azores into Spain and Portugal. We've also got a ridge over on the eastern side of Europe, and then low pressure is getting in to the north and the west. The upper air temperatures look like that, relatively mild across most parts of Europe, and really quite warm down in the southwestern corner. It is cooler across northern Europe. Scandinavia is cooler and into the UK and Ireland as well. The upper air temperature a bit cooler there, but warmest in the south and also in the southeast. Still a bit on the cold side over in the far eastern portion of Europe and into the west of Russia. Precipitation-wise, we look like this. Showery from Scandinavia down into Germany, the Low Countries through France, and into southern parts of Germany and into the Alpine regions. And then some very heavy showers and thunderstorms here through Italy, over the Adriatic, in towards the Balkans and the southeastern corner of Europe. Some torrential storms through there. A few storms across North Africa, just threatening some parts of Spain, but most parts of Spain, Portugal, and the central part of the Med looking pretty dry. And then much of Eastern Europe and that area of high pressure looking dry too. It is a little bit more showery though in towards the west and north of Ireland and the UK. Temperature wise, it's quite cold across the far north of Scandinavia, chilly into Scotland and UK as well, and Ireland too. Going further south also, it gets progressively warmer the further you go, as you expect. So Spain, Portugal looking very warm, temperatures there into the mid, if not the upper 20s Celsius. Most parts of the Med seeing temperatures still into the 20s Celsius. Where we've got those heavy showers and thunderstorms through Italy and in the southeastern corner of Europe, there the temperatures are pegged back by several degrees compared to what they could be doing. Right, well, tomorrow we'll find low pressure deepening in the Atlantic and heading into the north and west Europe. The high pressure routes may begin to pull out into the Atlantic as well. So just generally a weakening of pressure, really, across most parts of Europe tomorrow. Upper air temperatures are still looking quite warm, especially through much of Spain, Portugal, and into the Med as well. Cooler further north and west though, with those upper air temperatures. Precipitation-wise, those thunderstorms from Italy have moved into the southeastern corner of the Med, so into parts of Greece, because of torrential rain in some places. Most parts of Eastern Europe looking dry though, a little bit showery from the Baltic Sea into those northeastern states of Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania too, with more wet weather heading in towards Norway and spreading southwards into the Low Countries, Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, eastern parts of France, northern France, and also into the far west of Germany. Showery through the UK and Ireland too. Some showers, longer spells of rain pushing from the Atlantic into Ireland and into parts of the UK. And then again, mainly dry both through the central bowl of the Med and into Spain, Portugal as well. Temperature-wise, it's quite cold across much of northern Europe, Scandinavia. Standing out as being pretty chilly through there, as it is into the north of Britain and into Ireland as well. Further southwards it gets warmer though, so southern parts, France, Spain, Portugal, most of them, same temperature still into 20s Celsius. Low pressure dominates across the north and west of Europe on Saturday. That will bring quite strong winds in from the Atlantic with longer spells of rain too. Higher pressure through the southern and also some eastern regions. Temperature-wise, it looks pretty warm in the south and southwest of Europe. Spain, for example, seeing the upper air temperature up to plus 15 Celsius, 850 HPA. It is cooler both further north and west. Precipitation-wise, most parts are made dry, although a few thunderstorms possible through eastern Spain, but most parts of the Med look dry until we get over towards the far eastern corner of the Med, Greece into into Turkey maybe. Possibly also into parts of Cyprus. Could be some big thunderstorms through there. Most other areas looking dry, both across central and eastern parts of Europe, then out in west it's much more unsettled. Showers on the spells rain into western France, UK, Ireland, Low Countries, Germany, Denmark, and then pushing up into Scandinavian Peninsula through Denmark and into Sweden as well. The temperatures look quite cool in the north and the northwest of Europe. Chilly temperatures there. Further southwards it is warmer, with temperatures into the 20s Celsius through most parts of the Med. Sunday, we'll find high pressure in the east and the southeast of Europe, looking reasonably warm through there. Low pressure out in the west will bring much more unsettled conditions through those regions. Upper air temperatures, coolest in the northwest, warmest the further south and southwest you happen to go. And there'll be outbreaks of heavy rain through parts of Spain and Portugal, west of Spain, Portugal, anyway, into west of France, and then up into the UK and Ireland. More showers for Scandinavia. Most parts of Europe, though, you know, it's actually quite dry by Sunday because of that large area of high pressure. Temperatures look like that, reasonably warm in the south and southwest of Europe, cooler though further north and westwards. Moving through into Monday, an area of low pressure then transferring from the UK towards Norway. Meanwhile, high pressure continues to strengthen across the central and eastern parts of Europe. That begins to pull up warmer air from the south, perhaps into the parts of western and southwestern Europe, as upper air temperatures becoming actually quite hot down across Spain and Portugal, and that will gradually start to trickle northwards as well. Notice Germany, Poland seeing warm up with both upper air temperatures. Quite cold air getting to the far north and northwest of Scandinavia though, so a bit of a battle going on with the upper air temperatures by Monday. Precipitation wise, there'll be an area of rain that marks the boundary between the cooler weather out to the north and west and the warmer weather, across most parts of Europe. So France could see some heavy rain that extending into the Low Countries and into Germany too, up into Poland, and looking especially wet through southern parts of Sweden and Norway, and also maybe over into the Baltic Sea states as well. And the northern edge of that, some of it might be a little bit on the wintry side. That hooks back into northern Scotland. Most parts of the UK and Ireland, though, and Western Europe will be reasonably dry. And then much of Central and Eastern Europe and that large ridge of high pressure dry too. The temperatures are lifting up, so becoming warmer from the south into Germany and Poland, for example. Meanwhile, though, it gets colder into parts of northern Scandinavia. So northern Sweden, northern parts of Norway, temperatures there will get colder, and that does extend into the far north of Scotland as well, potentially too. On into Tuesday, high pressure is dominating over the country, and the wind is pulling up from more of a southerly direction into west of Europe. So we're pulling cold air down to Scandinavia on Tuesday, certainly northern portions of Scandinavia, but meanwhile we're bringing up hotter air, on Tuesday hotter, from North Africa into Spain and France, and that pushing a little bit further northwards, just starting to move towards UK and Ireland and southern parts of Germany and the Low Countries as well, perhaps. Precipitation-wise, wet weather across these northeastern states, so parts of Finland, into the northwest of Russia, and down into the Baltic Sea states as well. A little bit showery through there. And it's a very wet weather just out to west of Ireland and Portugal. Some of that beginning to threaten Ireland, perhaps, and the west of Portugal and northwest of Spain by the end of the day. Otherwise, though, lots of dry weather dominated by that high pressure, brought about by that high pressure, which will be dominating on Tuesday across large areas of Europe. And temperatures are cold in Scandinavia, chilly through Scotland and into Ireland, but warming up elsewhere, especially through France, Spain and Portugal, where it will be quite hot. On Wednesday, I should say, high pressure is in control of the weather across most parts of Europe, reaching from Scotland and Norway right way into far east and southeast Europe. At the same time, low pressure deepens out to western Portugal. This is very similar to the pattern we had back in the summer that brought all of the extreme heat to most parts of the country. It's October now rather than July, so we won't be getting extreme heat with this, but we will be seeing a warm up through many parts of Europe. So here we go then. Very warm across the west of Europe with those upper air temperatures. Plus 15 Celsius iceberg is into northern parts of France. Plus 20 Celsius iceberg is into the Mediterranean Sea. At the same time, it's not quite chilly, does it, for Scandinavia and the far northeast of Europe. So not everywhere is going to be warming up through the middle part of next week. Again, a lot of dry weather with that area of high pressure dominating most parts of Europe are dry. There will be some showery rain, sleet and snow through Scandinavia, perhaps pushing southwards through those Baltic Sea states. And then we've got all of this wet weather in the Atlantic churning around that area of low pressure, trying desperately to get in. And it is threatening some parts of Ireland and also southwestern England, particularly down through the Bay of Biscay and into Spain and Portugal. Heavy showers and thunderstorms through there. Hot in France and down to Spain and Portugal. Warming up in some parts of England as well, although northern Britain and, Northern Ireland looking quite cool there, to be honest. And go further north, it gets even cooler still. Scandinavia looks quite cold, as does the far northeast Europe. So a proper old battle going on between like autumn, early winter conditions in the far north of Europe and summer trying to stage a late comeback, trying to stage a late rally in the south and in the southwest. Thursday, again, the battle continues. High pressure is sitting there to our north and northeast of Europe. Low pressure is out to the west and to the southwest of Europe in the Atlantic Ocean. Upper air temperatures look pretty warm through the western side of Europe, hot down into the Mediterranean. Cooler though further northwards and eastwards across northern and eastern parts of Europe. Heavy rain into Ireland, UK, France, Spain, Portugal, and more rain bands in the Atlantic threatening to sweep up from the south and from the southwest. Some snow possible through northern parts of Scandinavia where it will be quite cold. Rest of Europe remain dry, dominated by that area of high pressure. North-south split with the temperatures cold across northern Europe, much warmer across southern parts of Europe. And I'll just run you on to day 10. So this is Friday next week. Basically, high pressure is still in control, Ben. And as we go through into weekend of the 22nd, 23rd of October, that high pressure continues to sit across much of Western Europe, bringing lots of dry and fine weather. The coolest weather will be across northern parts of Scandinavia and also into the far east and northeast Europe, with these northerly winds putting some cold air down from the Arctic. We could get some snowfalls into western Russia and possibly even some wintry showers into the Baltic Sea states as well. But most parts of Europe actually dry, and high pressure goes on up to day 10 on that GFS run. Okay, so that's your European outlook for this week. We'll do it all over again next week. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it, found it useful and informative. We're going to be back later on with your 10 to 14 day, including all our great features. Come back for that then. But for this week's European outlook, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.